Welcome to Paperback Perspectives, a podcast about books, where your hosts, Ryan, Kaylin, and Annette, give you their perspectives on all things reading. Cozy up in your favorite book nook and let's dive in. Hi!
Welcome back to part 2, Novella 11.5, where we talk so much that now we have a second episode. Woohoo! Surprise, everybody.
You know we have a good guest when it pushes us over to a part 2.
Yes.
All of our guests have been great, though.
So nice save. We are going to talk about...
I was going to say.
Nice.
Tom, Jen, you were wonderful.
And
Dad, your husband.
John, you were fantastic.
We're off the rails. So we are going to talk
Now I'm in
about
trouble.
what we're currently reading. We're going to play a little Judge a Book by its cover game. And then we are going to get into our recommendations, not necessarily book-related recommendations. I'll go first. I'll be quick and easy because I just started this book. I'm reading Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. It is a fantasy book about a girl named Tress, and she lives in the Emerald Sea.
I very much like the cover.
If this is part of Judge a Book by its cover, that's a thumbs
Yeah,
up.
I like that one.
It's a very good cover, very pretty. But it's about this girl named Tress, and she lives on this like small rock island in the middle of the Emerald Sea.
What?
And I know it's crazy. And it establishes it pretty early, but it's a love story. Like she's just kind of like this peasant's daughter. Their family's pretty poor, and she and the son of the Duke have this relationship where the son of the Duke, pretends to be like the groundskeeper, but like he's clearly like the
I
son
like
of the
those
Duke.
kind of stories.
And she like goes up to him all the time, and she like plays along with him, but like they both know, and they have this like unspoken like love for each other, essentially.
Will they, won't they?
It's pretty clearly they will.
They will.
But then, and this is pretty early in the book, so it's not really a spoiler. The Duke, who's like a big grouchy, grumpy man,
Grumpy sunshine trope. If you're into tropes, that's a trope.
Grumpy Sunshine?
Where one character is like notoriously grumpy and one character is notoriously sunshine. It's a common trope that some people really enjoy.
That would
Except
be this
that
one.
the
yep.
Duke is the dad, not Tress. It's his son that's the...
Yeah. So the Duke's son is really happy and like lighthearted.
I'm
but
sorry.
The father is really grouchy. But
Different
he sees,
trope.
Oh no. Okay.
This book does not take place in Alabama. It is... Never mind.
Stop.
And then the father sees Tress and his son have a moment. And then the next day, it's unexpectedly announced that the Duke and the son are going to go on a voyage to find his son a wife, so he can have an heir.
No.
And then, long story short, the son doesn't come back home. And there's rumors as to like where he is. And then she decides that she's going to go find him and rescue him. And she's never left the island.
Heroine?
She's never, like, no one's allowed off the island unless you're like part of the military or the royal family.
Ooh.
Because the Emerald Sea isn't water, it's deadly spores. What? Crazy.
Sounded so
sounds
pretty
cool.
before. Oh, sorry.
No, that lady sounds cool.
She does.
She is very cool. I'm 7 chapters in, and she's awesome. I can't wait to read the rest of it. It's written from like a third person's perspective, kind of like Princess Bridey, where like someone's telling you the story of what happened. Yes, Kaylin, your hand is up.
I'm going to ask a question that the person sitting next to you is going to judge me for.
Okay.
Is this in the Cosmere anywhere? Or is this separate of the Cosmere?
I
If you are
think-
familiar with Brandon Sanderson, his world of magic is called the Cosmere. She's
Why
giving
would I
me
judge you for that? I don't even know what that means.
Well, because
You're
we've mentioned
judging.
it in the past, and you're like, "Oh, the Cosmere is a fancy word."
I have no recollection of that.
It's okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe?
Okay.
I don't know.
Because Brandon Sanderson has notoriously written like hundreds of books. Like he
Seems
releases
like it,
books
yeah.
like every 3 months, it seems like. And so his giant magic system is called the Cosmere. So I was curious if this book was a part of that.
Yes, it is part of the Cosmere. It says other Cosmere novels, Tress of the Emerald Sea. There you go. And it's very cute, very good. I can't wait to finish it, and it should be a pretty easy, quick read.
So do you have to read them in order?
No.
they're
Kind
each
of
their own
controversial. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
videos out there of like people explaining the order to read Brandon Sanderson.
Have
And
any of us read other Brandon Sanderson?
I have.
Okay, what else have you read? Buddy?
I've read the Mistborn original trilogy, Elantris, and now Tress of the Emerald.
Those
Which
sound familiar.
Mistborn is, I believe, universally everybody says start there with Brandon
Because
Sanderson.
I think those were the first ones here.
Oh, was this? Did you talk a lot about world building with this
Yes.
author?
Yep.
Okay. Do you own these books?
I have Mistborn.
Yes, I also have Mistborn.
I would
I
like
have
to
all
borrow
three
it.
of them, I think.
Can I borrow one?
Yeah, you want to borrow the third one? or,
Sure. Let's join the controversy full on.
or do you want to start with the first one?
I would. Thank you. Number one, please,
Okay, sounds good.
I'll take a number 1, please.
with large fries.
Our fry machine's broken. Anyway, that's what I'm reading. Kaylin, your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm still reading Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. I've still been full on the audio train, so my physical books are not getting read too quickly. So, moving on.
I'm really glad we bought it. Because if this was still a library situation, if for anyone that has listened in the past, Kaylin had a little nervous breakdown over a library book. So we had to buy it. Thank goodness, because now it's been many months and she probably...
I think this has been like 8 months.
You don't have to read it.
I like it. But like I
Do
said,
you?
I'm just in the audiobook train.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm reading that one, question mark. And then the next one I'm reading, I literally put yay after because I love it and I already want to give it 5 stars and I'm only like 50% through. It is called Wolf Song by T.J. Klune,
Famously of...
The House in the Cerulean Sea author.
Who would have seen that coming? That Kaylin liked this book.
It's very different than The House in the Cerulean Sea. So it is more, well, The House in the Cerulean Sea is obviously fantasy based off of the characters. One is a big green amorphous blob, and one of them is the Antichrist. Like
One of them's a gnome.
it's very fictional in here, but there's still human characters. So it's similar in that. Like it's got the fantasy element, but there's like humans amongst creatures. So there's witches and werewolves, and I believe a lot more that we don't know of that I haven't gotten to yet.
I saw it's a 19-hour audiobook.
Whoa.
It's almost 20 hours.
Yeah, I saw that when it came up. I was like, holy cow, that's a lot of drives back and forth for you.
Yes. And
Did you read Watership Down? Is it kind of similar?
I don't know that book.
That's about rabbits.
Oh, okay. No, I have not.
I'm interested.
There.
But it's super good. I am very excited about it. Like I said, I'm only halfway done. The major thing just happened. I cried in the shower while I was listening to it before this podcast because something major happened. I'm not going to tell you what, but
No.
I mean, it's one of those things like, something's going to happen because you're reading a book. So there has to be a plot.
Not always.
It's one of those, it's one of those things though that like, it's the fantasy book. So something has to be the like, I will avenge you thing. You know what I mean? So it was sad, but not like the like, well, this is awful. Like, it's getting somewhere and there has to be like a revenge plot type thing. So that just happened. And so essentially it's about this guy. The main character's name is Oxnard Matheson, which I think is an awesome name. He goes by Ox. And he lives in this house with his mom. His dad left him when he was 6, I think. And he gets told from his dad as he's leaving, like, you're stupid, you're an effing R word. Like,
Oh, not okay.
They use the R word in this book, but because he doesn't use it like... It's like other people calling Ox that. Like, so it's like in
It's
the
used
deep
as a
south.
vehicle.
Yeah, it's like in the deep south, I think. And so it's like showing how the community is, if that makes sense. So I actually am okay with them using it here because it's like showing how hard his like situation is.
It's like a culture.
Yeah, I do not condone using that word at all, but I see how he uses it in this book. Anyways, so he gets told that from his dad, and so he kind of carries that with him. And then a family moves into the house down the block, and I'm very distracted right now.
Keep going.
Okay.
Listening. Family moves in down the block.
Yes, and they are very strange, but Ox creates like an instant connection with Joe, who is 6 when Ox is 11 or 10. and they are like best friends, and then they go forward. The title of the book is Wolf Song, so I'm gonna just, the family is werewolves. And Ox is a human, and he just is like navigating this new world basically, and it's very well written, just like House in the Cerulean Sea, very vivid. The character development is awesome, and you feel like you know each character. So I'm super excited about this book.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
Awesome.
Mom.
I just finished. I did a mad dash to finish this book last night, so I'd be ready to talk about it today. So I don't have a current book, but the next one I'm reading is The Day the World Came to Town by Jim DeFade.
Why does that sound familiar?
Because my mom read it and our friend Cindy read it, and it's the story of 9/11 in Gander, Newfoundland, when they had to welcome in the planes that were coming. There's a musical based on it. So this little town took in, I'll tell you after I read it, but a whole bunch of planes and a whole bunch of people, and fed them and housed them because they couldn't go to the airports that they were en route to. So that is what I have sitting next to the couch ready to start reading tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I'll pass it on to whoever wants it next.
Well, I am currently reading The Mighty Red, which I had mentioned earlier, but coming up, we're going to go on vacation, and I wanted to read something somewhat beachy, and I found Stephen King has a book that is not as gory or like some of his current books are. It's called Doom a Key, so it's got some suspense in there, and I'm eager to read that. So that's my next one.
Nice.
Sam is also familiar with that book.
Sam bought that book to be his TV stand in college. To prop it up.
Because it was the right thickness. So we're glad that you're using it for reading.
Yes.
But also glad Sam has found great purpose for it.
Books are good for everyone.
Books are good for everybody.
Yeah. All different types of readers.
Yes. All right.
So now...
Just going to say, if you're wondering why we're passing the phone, we're big PGA fans, and this week's tournament just went into playoff hole. So we were just checking updates.
Gasp. All right. Now you know what we're nerding out about on the YouTube. Sam, do you have a game prepped for us, perhaps?
My favorite.
Do you have a theme song to go with this game?
Oh, I got the regular 4 buttons. What's this one? That's the right.
Judge a book by its
Wheel of
cover.
Woo!
All right, Sam. So you said you have 4 books picked out for us?
Yes.
Can we recap how we did this?
Yeah, I believe last time I just pulled up 4 or however many random books, and
Did we do thumbs up, thumbs down, and then share?
yeah,
think so.
you say if the cover grabs you, just the cover and the title. If it's something you feel you may want to read, just based off the cover, and then I'll probably pull away from the cover and let someone read a brief description.
Okay.
If you want
Sounds
to.
great.
Then
Just,
you get a
just
little
for
more.
fun, as a recall, one of my favorite books of 2024 was discovered through Find a Book by Its Cover. It was The Keeper of Lost Things by Ruth Hogan.
Let's see what you got this time, Sam.
And now, Sam,
How many books
if
do we
we
have?
like it, you
4.
are legally obligated to buy it for us. All right, let's play the game.
You guys clapped at the same time.
Yeah, we're cool like that.
Choreographed right here.
We practice.
Oh. Okay, so to describe it, it is a book that has kind of Picasso-esque abstract art. 2 faces with a lot of like pastel-y colors.
Yeah.
It
very
is, like,
splotchy
painted.
paint.
It is called The Performance, a novel by Claire Thomas.
I always think it's kind of fun when a book says a novel. Like it seems like I'm really getting into something serious here.
This is a serious book.
Okay, should we give thumbs up, thumbs down?
Okay.
3.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
4 thumbs
Unanimous
down.
thumbs down.
All right.
Sorry, cover designers.
One night, 3 women go to the theater to see a play. Wildfires are burning in the hills outside, but inside the theater, it is time for the performance to take over. Margot is a successful flinty professor on the cusp of retirement, distracted by her fraught relationship with her adult son and ailing husband. After a traumatic past, Ivy is now a philanthropist with a seemingly perfect life. Summer is a young drama student, an usher at the theater, and frantically worried for her girlfriend whose parents live in the fire zone. Now, the performance unfolds on stage, so does the compelling trajectory that will bring these women together, changing them all. That didn't really change it for me.
Deliciously intimate and yet emotionally wide-ranging.
No, I'm good. That's not my...
I think the cover did a good job explaining or giving the perception of what the story is going to be about. That's why I did a thumbs down for me.
I it took me till now to see the second face. When you said there were two faces, I've been studying it this whole time.
Not a big abstract art person over here.
Cue the previous episode where we talked about finding symbolism.
Good point.
I see it now, though, very clearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I,
It's a cool cover.
yeah.
Maybe I would read it.
No.
I'm going to go.
I don't
still
think I
no.
would.
After a
on sale.
recommendation from someone else reading it, I would. But
That's a good point.
Oh.
That depends on the person.
yeah, if you
yeah.
kind of read the same type of things
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah. All right. Book number 2 is...
Oh,
yep.
boy.
You got me.
Okay, so for description, it's called Golf in the Kingdom by Michael Murphy. It is very like 70s art, I would say.
Art Deco kind
Art
of?
Deco. It's got on one side for golf's soul surfers.
Golf in the Kingdom is truly scripture.
Holy.
It's holy scripture.
And then it says more than 1 million copies sold.
Has anyone heard of this book?
No.
Interesting.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Thumbs up.
Oh, interesting.
Michelle and I are thumbs up. Mom and Kaylin, thumbs down.
A spiritual journey, a lush travelogue is the kind of description. And then it says, paired with a mysterious teacher named Shivaz Irons, Michael Murphy is led through a round of phenomenal golf, swept into a world where extraordinary powers are unleashed in a backswing governed by true gravity. A night of adventure and revelation follows and leads to a glimpse of Seamus McDuff, the holy man who haunts a ravine off Burning Bush's 13th fairway, the one they call Lucifer's Rug.
That's awesome. This book sounds great.
A masterpiece on the mysticism of golf.
This book is giving me Nathan vibes. I think we should give this to Nathan for Christmas next
For
year.
those who are unaware, it's in the Christian Living section on Amazon Books.
Huh.
So there's some sort of spirituality
Well,
in
it
there.
says a spiritual journey,
Yeah.
a lush travelogue, a parable of sports and philosophy.
Not to mention there's a burning bush.
But then they call it Lucifer's Rug.
Yeah.
I'm also mysticized by my golf game sometimes, so and how bad it can be. So this makes sense.
After the description, where are we at?
Still down.
I'm still up.
I'm still up too because
that's
I
very
think I would
interesting.
like to read more about how people really feel their spiritual connection to golf.
Yeah.
This might do it.
We're not into this one.
Do better, Sam. I think that's what they were saying. Oh, yeah, baby. There's a wiener dog on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the book is all yellow. It's got cute font in the title, which is The Joy of Small Things, and it's got a teeny little wiener dog in the middle.
By Hannah Jane Parkinson.
It also has
Joy
a
of Small.
recommendation on the front by Jojo Moyes.
Yes.
The perfect daily diversion.
I'm glad somebody with good eyes is here to read the small print because you have saved us on those.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
There's a wiener dog, baby.
Oh, it's a unanimous.
All 4 thumbs up.
It looks very, like, to me, hopeful and, like, happy.
Joy, yeah.
Kaylin, do you want to read this one?
Hannah Jane Parkinson is a specialist in savoring the small pleasures of life. She revels in her fluffy dressing gown, like bathing in marshmallow, finds calm in solo cinema trips, is charmed by the personalities of fonts. You'll never see Comic Sans on a funeral notice. Celebrates pockets and gleefully abandons a book she isn't enjoying. Parkinson's everyday exaltations, selected from her immensely successful Guardian column, will utterly delight.
This seems like a really good, just like lighthearted. Don't really need to read it like cover to cover all the time. Just kind of pick it up and read a couple of pages every now and then.
I think it sounds very cute.
I do too. It makes me think of the books by Heather Lundy that I've talked about before, where they're like little short stories where she writes about the people in her life. She writes obituaries and finds the joy.
Yeah, like just finding those like little things you can take away from life to be. Good one, Sam. Is everybody still thumbs up after the?
I think so.
I am, yeah.
You did it, Sam.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be for Sam to find one. So
I think it's just our.
And everything.
All right, Sam, don't mess this one up.
I think you messed it up, Ryan.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay, well, so this one is a
The reaction. Oh.
so don't take our reaction. We want you to be able to judge it on your own. But if you're listening, it's kind of like a watercolory, oily painting,
Monet-y painting.
kind of, yeah.
War of the Foxes by
And
Richard Seekin.
There's a guy with his head is on fire in a like meadow.
Wheatfield.
I think Tom would like this book.
Yeah, this is a Tom book. I'm seeing it's
Okay.
96 pages, which is like probably considered like a classic or something.
3, 2, 1.
No. All 4 no's.
It scares me.
It's a collection of poetry. So.
Oh, it's a poetry book.
Oh, see? Tom.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, even that review. Slippery magnetic riffs on the
Ugh.
arbitrary divisions made by the human mind in light of the mathematical abstractions that delete them. Poetry lovers will want to read.
No.
Can I say?
Count me out.
Okay, here's a hot take.
Can I
I have
read my
never
love
been a
story book?
poetry fan. I think it's the symbolism piece once again, and the trying to make sense of it. It's just never worked for me. Anybody
I can
else?
do haiku. Other than that, I am lost. Poetry is hard.
Dr. Seuss. That's it for
Oh,
me.
I like that.
Nice.
That works.
Just whipped out a haiku.
Look at you.
I'm so amazed by that.
It's snowing on Mount Fuji.
Kaylin. Wow.
Nope, I'm good on this one, Sam.
Thumbs down.
Horns down. Thanks for
It's
trying.
very
though.
It's a
Interesting, though.
4.7 rating with 547,
Yeah, we are clearly-
545 people.
All right,
Maybe
I'll
we
give
should
a
try
shot.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You know what,
Mom, you can.
Tom, if you're listening, buy this book and then let us know what
And
you think,
force-
and we'll borrow it from you.
force your students to read it and let us know what they think.
Huh. Do you have more? Or was that 4?
I can come up with more.
That was
but
4.
Oh.
all I
That's
got.
4. I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
Okay, look at. I want to. Can you click on that one on the bottom that has the hand on it? Yeah. What is that?
Crush Volume 99.
Wow. There's been
Oh, it's
98
more,
other crushes.
More poetry,
Younger poets.
Well, yeah, they're bought together.
I suppose.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. No. Is
Friends.
that a poet?
That is.
Is that a poem, I mean?
Is that a poet?
Dead Poet Society. That's where it's from.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's by the same author as the last one. So
Friends,
he just be
Romans,
writing poetry.
Countrymen, lend me your ear. Is that poetry?
That's
It's
a play.
Shakespeare. I know, but I just still remember that one thing from 8th grade.
We
so I
sound
feel
Four
important.
very
score
smart.
and 7 years ago.
Remember when Jen was on and we all vowed to be like more serious and smart sounding?
No,
Going well.
Fail.
I don't remember.
Although
that.
Kaylin did make a haiku.
I made a haiku.
We're so smart.
I don't see anyone else making haikus.
I
was-
can do haiku.
Excellent
That was
work,
basically the
Sam.
same
I
thing
love Judge
I
a book
said.
by its cover.
That
Okay.
was the same thing I said.
No, well,
Okay, what did anybody write any down that you're going to check out?
nope.
For
Oh, I was going to do the
Of
wiener
the
dog
joy
one.
of small things.
I did too.
And
yeah.
then the golf one that I already forgot the name of.
It was
Spiritual world of golf.
Yep, Spiritual World of Golf. That's it. Golf religion.
Sam's got us. He's got.
okay. Golf in the Kingdom.
Golf in the Kingdom. Well, should we do our recommendations and
Yeah.
complete our novella?
Yes.
Chapter 11.5.
Mom, you go
The
first.
post log.
Some call that epilogue.
Or that. I can't do my recommendation now because it's a serious one. So
Okay.
you can't make me laugh and I do this. So someone else has to go first.
We're serious. Go.
I'm not ready.
Okay, but we're all serious, so go.
I'm serious. It is a serious
Like-
topic.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't want to be loud.
Okay.
I have 2 recommendations. My first one we mentioned in the last episode. Or episode 11, chapter 11. Activate, which is like this interactive play, like gaming experience kind of thing where you are like in the game. There's one in the Mall of America and there's one in Roseville, which is like just north of Minneapolis. We went, me, Sam, Kaylin, and Lauren. Names are hard. We went on our latest cities trip. My parents have gone there a couple of times, and there's just like a whole bunch of really like fun interactive games. There's like a giant grid on the ground, and you have to like step on the correct colors.
It's very hard to describe this experience, but I feel like maybe look up a video if you're interested.
There's like a Mission Impossible like laser grid that you have to like work your way through. There's like a basketball hoop one type of thing. You can't describe it without it like not sounding like, there's no way to describe it as good as it is.
Yeah. We all left there being like, I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, it was so fun, and we got so sweaty. So exercise alert: you will work if you
will
go
work.
there.
Closed-toed shoes.
We've almost driven
Yes.
to the cities just to do this experience.
Yeah.
Again, because it was so much fun.
I would
There
do
you
that.
go. And if you reserve online, the Mall of America, it's 30.
Do the correct day, number 1.
Yeah.
I hear Ryan is the guy.
He's the guy.
So I reserved it for the wrong day, and then I showed up, and my name wasn't on the reservation, and then all of the workers go, "You're the guy!" And I'm like, I don't want to be the guy.
Ryan's the guy.
He's the guy at the Mall of America, which I'm sure there are lots of other guys at the Mall of
Thousands
America.
and thousands of people.
I don't want to be
The guy.
That guy.
So I reserved the wrong day, but they were very nice and switched the time for us, so we still got to play, even though I was the guy, but it was very fun.
It was awesome.
It was so fun. If you reserve online, it's $30 for an hour at the Mall of America.
So
person.
reasonable.
Per
So
person.
reasonable for that much fun.
Or if you go to the Roseville one, it's $30 for an hour, 15 minutes per person.
Ooh.
So it's very well worth your money and time.
Yes.
And then the other one, which has been my current obsession, everyone in this room I'm sure knows about it, it's the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. I think I'm very late to the game, but they are amazing. It's just this dad who lives in Alaska who just like goes camping in the middle of the wilderness. Oftentimes he like doesn't bring his own tent. It's called like bushcraft. He'll like go and he'll like make his own stuff by like chopping down trees. I just watched one where he spent like 6 days in the Alaskan wilderness and it was just like downpouring the rain the whole time.
Do you realize you're kind of watching a version of MacGyver? John.
And I'm done talking. It's very, very good, very interesting. Check it out. Even my wife Lauren watched a whole video of it last night.
Did she enjoy it?
She did.
She's sort of. We're getting the kind of.
It was
We're getting it.
Yeah, it's very chill, very relaxing, not intense.
I wouldn't
I
choose
could
it
watch.
on my own time. I don't think so.
But it's just great to have like
What a
in the
ringing
background,
endorsement from Lauren. Well, I would never choose to watch it, but it's fine.
says the one who watches The Bachelor every week.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
To
perfect
each their
to
own.
have. Perfect to have in like the background if you're doing something else because it's not very like attention demanding. So I'm done.
I'm going to do my serious one and sandwich it in between some other ones. So I am going to recommend that you look into the 463 Foundation, which is my friend Sarah and her family is a foundation that they started in honor of her nephew Liam. And it says, we are dedicated to our tagline, reduce stigma, build hope, end suicide. And we firmly believe being out in the field, making those connections with youth and adults is our best hope to ending this epidemic of teen suicide.
What do they, the field, what do they?
So they work with youth coaches and organizations and sponsor a tournament. And if you're a baseball person, 463 is the notation for turning a double play.
Mm-hmm.
And the name came from Liam was a second baseman, and they feel he's flipped, passed the ball to them to carry it on.
That's nice. Nice message.
So it's a really cool organization doing lots of things in the community if you want to reach out and check it out.
Is this here in Grand Forks?
It is in Fargo, but they're working with people in Grand Forks also.
That's what a way to take their situation and turn something into that. Like
Try
you
to make
said,
something
flip
positive
it
out of
and
yeah.
turning it into
So
impacting so many other lives.
exactly, reaching out and helping people look for the signs and the resources to get help when people need help is what they're all about in youth and reaching out. So if you go on their website, they have lots of good information.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So Liam's mom, Elizabeth, is going to be speaking at my school next.
Do you want to say the website name?
The website is 463foundation.org.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's why I needed a little minute.
No,
before we
you're
did
good.
that. So,
I get that.
I get it.
Yep.
okay.
Great
so
recommendation,
sorry to bring
though.
us down, but I thought that was a good
No, that's a
community
great recommendation.
resource that people should know
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
about. All right.
Well, mine is a recommendation for breakfast food.
Good.
So we're really switching it around here. It's called Perk Up Kitchen. So
What a
Fitting.
good name.
yeah. Perk Up Kitchen in Minneapolis. We went there when we were in the cities, and we were planning on going somewhere else, and that place ended up being permanently closed. We were like, close Actually, what I Googled was breakfast places near me that have biscuits and gravy. And they did have it. So, Perk Up Kitchen, and Sam and I had biscuits and gravy. Ryan had chicken and waffles. Lauren had waffles with banana and like Nutella.
Nutella, yeah.
And every single one of us was like,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
fantastic. We'll come back here again. And it's like the cutest little kitchen. It's
Can you
got
say
like
the name of it again?
Perk Up Kitchen.
Cute.
And it's like got bright yellows and it's like
Mm-hmm.
super like sunshiny. It's adorable.
Yeah, and they have the table next to us ordered a breakfast charcuterie
Oh
board.
my gosh.
And it was this giant, like, wooden platter just covered in breakfast food. There was, like, bacon on there. I think there was,
Sausage,
like,
waffles,
sweet
muffins.
rolls. Oh, my gosh. Fruit. Yeah.
It was like all of it brought it over and all of us were like,
This is, like, after we had already been, like, done eating at this point. We were like, oh, my God, that
Yeah.
looks amazing.
yeah. And then my other recommendation, Sam and I went to, if you're in the Grand Forks area, we went to Downtown Axe in Grand Forks, which is kind of downtown by where the farmer's market is, if you're familiar with Grand Forks. And it was just a really fun outing. And we got to throw axes at boards, and that was fun. I won every game. Just
Had to
Okay.
get that in there, didn't she, Sam?
Sam, you can cut that out. You can edit
Yeah,
that.
I don't have a mic to defend myself. I got to steal from over here, but I think I did pretty well. We'll just leave it at that.
You can just
obviously
cut her
not
mic,
good
you
enough
know.
to win.
Yeah. All right.
Just kidding.
Do the socials. Oh, wait, Michelle, do you have any recommendations for people?
Sure. This actually doesn't have anything to do with books or
That's
No,
fine.
that's fine.
This
Neither
is
does breakfast
actually-
foods.
I think that I have had a little obsession with Netflix lately. So I'm going to recommend a couple of the heavier shows that I've seen. One is called Take Care of Maya. And it is really insightful about a girl's rare diagnosis of a disease and how her mother, being an advocate for her illness, ends up being very challenging for hospitals and doctors, and her struggle with her child and their family and what happens. And the thing that makes it so fascinating is this could happen to anybody. So it kind of gives you some insight as to how to be an advocate for your child if they have a health problem and take your own precautions in the process. The other one is somewhat on foster care, and this is a pretty heavy series called The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. And that you have to have be in a good headspace for that one. It's a really hard one to watch, but I think it's really important. It gives you some insight on foster care and the struggles that children go through in a community that are not being watched. Thankfully, we don't have a lot of that in Grand Forks because we have amazing social workers, but and good CPS people and good law enforcement. But and then the other thing I wanted to mention was, and I did say it briefly in the other tape, is please support your local bookstores, especially Silver Dawn Books. They could really use some financial help right now so they can stay open. And your local thrift stores. They have great selections of books and other things to help the community.
Mm-hmm. And then you're reusing instead of bringing something new into...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I found a bookmark once that said, "This book is used, but the words are still good."
Oh, I like
that's
that.
awesome.
That is
great.
fantastic. I have one more to add in on a food note. So at home now, it's just John and I that live at home because you guys all are out on your own.
We
And
all left.
How dare we?
finally, they left.
We abandoned you.
It is Leanne Wilkes is the creator, and it's on YouTube, and she does small batch cooking. So she has
Oh.
tons of recipes that are meant for like 2 to 4 people or just 2. Like last weekend, we made a Texas sheet cake that just goes in a
my
cute little pan.
gosh.
And, you know, because if I make the whole giant bar pan, I'll eat the whole giant bar pan. And she has, it's not just dessert, she has all kinds of things. So that's my other one. Small
Nice.
batch cooking with Leanne Wilkes on
Okay.
YouTube.
Very nice.
Well, I'll give us our social shout outs.
Which we forgot to do last episode.
We didn't do that on
that's okay.
chapter 11. Good
That's
thing it's
okay.
on here.
Ryan's been super awesome on X or Twitter.
Actually, everything happens on X.
Paperback_pod. So check that out. He'll put he puts really awesome like shout outs per like holidays or things like
I try to tweet once or twice a week. It's pretty hit or miss. Sometimes I'll ask questions so you guys can like reply or something, or I'll like retweet things. So there's a lot of like book accounts that pop up, so I'll like do some retweets. Trying my best.
yeah, so check that out. Again,
Yes.
Paperback_pod. Instagram,
Which you've been good at Instagram stories.
sort of, yeah.
Same with me with X.
Yeah.
The everything app.
But that one on Instagram is Paperback_perspectives. We usually post if we've had a new episode released, or I'll put things on the stories that are just kind of cute little things, book related things or not book related things. And then there is still a TikTok account, paperback.pod.
Which is hot in the streets.
Again, one of our goals is to focus more on some social media.
Post a
So,
TikTok.
if anybody has
one.
if anybody has any recommendations for content ideas that they would be interested in, let us know.
Or
Maybe
be
you
our-
could just do haiku on there.
Oh, that's great.
That sounds like a lot of pressure. I did one haiku one time.
But totally like you just pulled it out.
Welcome to TikTok. That's the start of a haiku.
Okay. YouTube, just Paperback Perspectives. Then you can watch the videos as we talk. And then email paperbackperspectives@gmail.com if you have any recommendations or questions, ideas, want to be a guest. We're always looking for more guests.
Absolutely.
And if you just want to get in contact with us, you can always DM us on any of those or reach out on email.
Shout out us
Yeah,
for
shout
having
us
an
out.
email. Yeah.
But not so much a TikTok.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you to everybody. As we said on the end of episode 11, Michelle, you were a fantastic guest.
Yes,
thank
thank
you
you,
so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks to Lauren and Sam for everything that they do, to Rod for being our audience who we harassed a little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
And thank you to you, our listeners. We appreciate it very much.
You rock.
So
Pass the
you
word.
do rock. Yeah. So until next time, this is Paperback Perspectives.
Until the next chapter.
Until the next novella or chapter. This is like a minute, whatever.
You've been excellent at not putting podcast perspectives. By
Oh
the
no,
way.
why did you say it out loud? Now I'm going to do it wrong. All right. Until the next chapter.
Really?
Are we done?
This is good. Cut!